Hi, this is Anna, and this is the Confluence vlogs. So today I'm going to be talking about the song Rolling and Rocking My Life, Chinese and English bilingual song. So this song I wrote actually before my second trip to KL. So the interesting thing about it though is the photo that was inspiration for the chibi art cover for this song is actually a photograph taken by a friend of mine of me when I went to KL the first time. So this doesn't technically resemble me completely. My face is normally not that round unless I'm very inflamed. But it kind of is similar to the picture they took of me 3 years ago, actually, now, because I went to KL the first time in 2024 in the summer. So, the reason I made this song in Chinese and English to start with was because I normally do Taiwanese and English bilingual songs predominantly when I use Chinese characters, which is the traditional characters over the simplified form. The reason for this is artistic preference, since most of my songs are inspired by Taiwan that I write in Chinese. I feel it's best to use the traditional characters to reflect that authenticity. Now, for this song, I chose to use simplified characters of mainland China because I thought it was more of a Mando pop song. So earlier that week, I had done Clear Water, Clear Mind, which is a Mando pop style dubstep hybrid. And I really wanted to try the dubstep Mando pop hybrid form again. So I decided to write this song's music using that as a springboard, if you will, of the previous work. Now, the Rolling and Rocking My Life, the words are translated. Let's see here. I'm just gonna pull up my translation because I am not good at reading Chinese characters on my own. Yet I'm working on that. But the translation into English is the coffee tastes bitter as last night. My phone is vibrating wildly again. Who's disrupting my rhythm? Mom says to be steady. My classmates laugh at my overthinking, but after falling a few times, I still keep moving forward. I've been told I'm weird all the way, but my steps still follow their course. Life doesn't offer rehearsals, but I'm determined to step off the stage. It's not perfect, but it's my life, rolling and walking my way through the fight. I stride with pride, turning and pivoting while maintaining pride. It's not perfect, but it's my life. After falling, I still strive forward. No matter how noisy the world is, I listen to my own guide, rolling and rocking my life tonight. My friend said not to be so arrogant. I'm just living authentically. Every turning point is like a race for me. I've calculated how many failures I've made into secret codes in my heart. All the bitterness has pushed me to be stronger. I've been told I'm weird all the way, but my steps are still planned. Life doesn't give rehearsals, but I'm determined to step off the stage. It's not perfect, but it's my life, rolling and walking my way through the fight. I walk with strides, turning and pivoting. I maintain my pride. It's not perfect, but it's my life. After falling, I still strive forward. No matter how noisy the world is, I listen to my own guide, rolling and rocking my life tonight. Wind and rain on the left, expectations on the right. Who can decide the present for me? Every step is etched in my mind. This road only has my name written on it. It's not perfect, but it's my life. Rolling and rocking my way through the fight. I walk with stride, pivot, maintain the pride. It's not perfect, but it's my life. After falling, I still strive forward. No matter how noisy the world is, I'll listen to my own guide, rolling and rocking my life tonight. So I wrote this song as inspiration because earlier this last month when I had before writing the song, so about a month before, not quite, I had decided to quit my profession in the educational field and go ahead and finish my business degree. Now, some people were calling me a bit crazy for doing this. I mean, and they're all entitled to their opinion. I totally get that. But the thing is the reason that I chose to make this shift in my career and my educational plans was I had been working about 7 days a week, teaching about 100 students a week for 1 year. I decided to try it for 1 year. And I thought, I'm going to see how I like this, how I do with this, because I'm used to working 7 days a week. That's not uncommon for me. So I was like, it'll be okay. But what I didn't realize is even though I loved being in the educational field, I loved teaching my students, my health didn't really align with the plan. I ended up in the hospital like 7 times, and I counted it up because I had rarely been in the hospital before this job. I think maybe once when I was 7 years old, I ended up in the hospital because I'd been running and I hit my head and had to go get stitches. So I was like, once I hit like the seventh time of being in the hospital, and the doctors again told me, they were like, you have a very strong immune system, but this job is not very advantageous for that immune system. So I was like, I really need to make a shift, make a change. And I decided to go ahead and accept a merit scholarship for some translation work that I had done previously and finish my business degree. The other component to making this decision was I had been studying at half schedule while working 7 days a week. So I had been taking like 22 to 24 credits of classes in the previous year while working the 7 days a week. And I will say that was not a good plan with the 7-day work week schedule. It might work for some people, I totally get that, but for me in my life, that was not really a good balance, as it were. And what I realized was, number one, my health was a bit of a problem. Number two, I really have no social life outside of my work because I was working like 7 days a week. And number three, maybe one of the most important reasons is I wasn't able to be home very much except to sleep and wake up. And to me, I really do need that recharge of being able to be home, to have my fortress, as it were, and to enjoy it on occasion throughout the week. So all that led to me deciding to shift my career, shift my educational plans, and I had many people say, well, why don't you just do your education and balance your work at the same time? Do fewer classes, whatever. And I was like, no, that's not going to fix this plan. And I remember I was coming back home on a metro and I was thinking about it. I was like, it's not the kind of life everyone in their 30s would have, definitely. And it's very different than where I grew up and what my parents would have gone through at my same age. So, and also my grandparents, I'm like, this would not have been what they were doing in their 30s. But the other thing is this time that we live in, 2026, is not the same as our parents and grandparents. I mean, the current situation globally, the inflation, the deflation, the rising cost of living, the rising cost of housing. This isn't exactly the same as our parents and grandparents' generation. And so I think that trying to compare and contrast between those times and seasons and our time and season is not really a good exercise, if you will. And I think that everyone in their own life, we roll and we rock our lives in the way that we feel is best for us and also for those we care about, both now and in the future. And I think that in a way, that's what this song is about. It's about we might not always do what the culture or what our peers might think is best, but that's really not the point. The point is to be honest and transparent with ourselves and to live our lives with authenticity. I think in many ways that's why I really appreciate the show, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, because it's an over dramatization, of course. It's very dramatic in parts, but it's very true in catching how wild and wonderful our one life can be, as Mary Oliver once said. So I think that in many ways, our lives are precious and we need to think about how we will unlock them.